and online.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
It's much milder. 7 o'clock. 5 Live Breakfast. Nicky Campbell, Rachel Burden. We are here with you until 10. And 1% of the population describe themselves as asexual. What does that mean? You're with 5 Live from the BBC. Do you know a significant amount of people in this country, well, 1% is significant, it's a lot of people, are asexual.
Asexual being defined
just
as...
no desire, wish, thoughts, motivation, drive, impetus.
Doesn't necessarily mean you don't have a romantic relationship with someone.
There are romantic asexuals and non-romantic asexuals. You can like a kiss and a cuddle, but, you know, beyond that, just does butter your parsnips. This is them. We're going to be speaking to Mark McClement from Avon, which is the Asexuality, Visibility and Education Network. They used to say to former Prime Minister Edward Heath, most probably just asexual. So, I mean, sex is all around us. We are bombarded with it, aren't we? And these people must have an interesting perspective.
It's not a lifestyle choice, it's innate, it's who you are.
It's the way they are.
5 Live Sport, the Premier League.
Oh, what a brilliant goal!
Saturday, 12:45 kickoff. Norwich play Chelsea, followed by QPR against Wigan.
Round the keeper, and that's a stunning goal!
Sunday, 4 p.m.
Van Persie will score! Rooney with a header, and into the net!
It's Arsenal against Man United. 5 Live Sport.
Good morning, 5 Live Breakfast, 7:48. It's estimated around 1% of people in the UK are asexual, which is the population of a fair-sized city. Experts say asexuality is an orientation, unlike, of course, celibacy, which is a choice, isn't it? Well, Mark McClement is a member of Avon, the Asexuality, Visibility and Education Network. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
Good to have you on the programme.
Thank you.
Describe what asexuality is.
It's very simply when someone has no sexual attraction for anyone else. Mm-hmm. If you look at sexualities in terms of what gender someone is attracted to, or sexually attracted to, so most people are obviously heterosexual, so they find the opposite gender to be sexually attractive, and then you have homosexual people who find their own gender to be sexually attractive, and then you have bisexual people who like both. Then it logically follows that there must be people who don't find either gender to be sexually attractive, and this is in fact the case.
Is there a biochemical reason for this? Because are we not wired to, to reproduce or to seek to reproduce or to, I'm talking about, evolutionary reasons. Is there anything innate that's different, or is it psychological?
Well, no, it is actually both, because there are people that can be made asexual or rendered asexual by psychological factors or physiological reasons, medications that affect libido, traumas, abuse, that kind of thing, or just simply old age. But there are some asexual people who are born that way. They're just part of the natural variation in human sexuality, in the same way that homosexual people are born that way. So there are two. So there are.
But adolescent boys think about little else than sex, right? Growing up as a 15, 16-year-old, it's on your mind a lot. What was on your mind? Not that.
Not that. No, it's sort of. Well, I was sort of thinking. I don't really get all that sort of thing, all this fascination with the opposite sex and other people in that kind of sexual way. And for me, I was more concerned with all the other things that, doing well at school and sort of identity issues and all this kind of thing. It just one more thing adding on top of general sort of teenage angst and confusion and finding your way in the world. So, but I was not obsessed by that, obviously. I just didn't get that. So that it was just, I thought, I just realised that was the point. I realised I was different, but didn't know how or why or what was the cause behind it.
Have you been in a relationship?
I've been in a few very short-term relationships, but as soon as people realise that there's no sex in the offing, they tend to lose interest quite fast.
And do you miss the intimacy that might bring then?
Touching and cuddling, and what about that side of things?
I do enjoy that, yeah. I mean, some asexual people, they don't like being touched at all. But in my case, the sort of tactility, sort of hugging and all that sort of thing, I do enjoy that. So
But because there is a difference, isn't there, that I was reading between a romantic and an aromantic asexual. The romantic asexual enjoys the intimacy, to the extent that we've been talking about, but the aromantic would be somebody who just doesn't go for that at all.
Yes, there's quite a big variation within the asexual community. So some people like that, essentially they would have a relationship very much like a sexual relationship, just without the interfering with each other's private bits and pieces. So they do all the sort of romantic things and the sort of hugging, whereas aromantic would be more like a close friendship where you don't have that sort of more physical intimacy kind of thing.
And the ultimate pleasure and ecstasy is something you have not and have no desire to experience.
Well, no, it's something. It would be nice to experience that. It's when someone that I found to be really attractive, sexually attractive and emotionally alluring, to actually feel what it would be like to be sexually attracted to them as well. So it would be nice to experience that. But on the other side, there is a great big relationship-sized hole in my life. I don't sort of wander around feeling unfulfilled or incomplete just because I'm not in a relationship like lots of other people are.
Fascinating, and 1% of people is a lot of people in this country. Mark, thanks for talking to us this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you for talking to me and covering the subject as well. I mean, there'll be probably quite a few asexual people that might actually hear this and not realise that they're asexual and thinking, this is me, fantastic, I can now get in contact with other people like me. That does make a big difference.
I'm just trying to, have you ever experienced the summation of physical pleasure?
In terms,
Go on carefully, because it's a breakfast programme.
I can become aroused, but the means by which I do it doesn't translate into being sexual with another person. Right. So I know what I kind of know what it feels like, but not in the context of physical intimacy with another person.
Got you.
And associated with love and emotions, that kind of thing.
I understand. Thank you. We have to tread carefully. It's really interesting. And the Asexuality Visibility and Education Network is your organisation. Mark, thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me on.
It's 7:55.